What's going on, guys? It's Mohammed, aka RZ, over here at Bukugames, and I'm continuing to work on Life's a Drag, but I wanted to share another devlog with you guys. Last time we talked about UI and all the dreadful stuff on it, but before we get into this week's video, I want to say a shout out to Ryan over here. So thank you for leaving a comment, and be sure to leave your guys' comments down below, because if you do, you may just be shouted out in our next devlog or video in general, or maybe even on social media, who knows. With that being said, we're going into a topic that may be kind of crazy. That is glitches. Now, glitches can be game breaking. They could be things that get turned into features. There are so many ways to define glitches, but I want to go into the developer side of things. How do you fix glitches? How do you make them, what goes into fixing a glitch? What goes into figuring out and troubleshooting all that stuff? So I'm not going to keep this intro too much longer. Let's go into Unity and figure out what's up. Alright guys, so I'm over here in Unity and we have one of our levels running right now. So this glitch essentially was that if you were to put an item into the combo box, because you can combine items, for instance, you have this paper and this pen and you have a written paper. So if you were to put an item into the item box and just spam clicked it, it would grow and sometimes it would shrink and it would just not look good. So one of the things we had to worry about was, fitting these things into the boxes and making them look good. Essentially, I have this script which tells the items that can be dragged around the screen what to do and how to do it. And essentially here what I'm doing is I'm saying if the item's in the box and we're clicking, don't do any of this other stuff like growing the item, shrinking the item, whatever, because we have little cosmetic things like growing and shrinking the item to make it look nicer. Now when we click it, the item will move, but it's kind of just stuck in the box. So for all you spammers out there, you won't be able to just glitch out the boxes by making the items go crazy. I mean, they'll still move around, but they won't be too crazy. So that's a instance of a smaller glitch, something that won't necessarily happen, but it could if you wanted to mess with things. So let's go in and check out a bigger glitch and see what's gonna go on with that. Alright guys, so I'm over here in the main menu of our game. As you can see, it looks a bit more spruced up. I don't think I actually showed this to you guys before. But yeah, obviously we have these little, as I explained in the last UI video, these little sliders are what's gonna affect you going into the next area of the menu. So one thing, because this is a mobile game, people are going to be able to touch multiple parts of the screen. I can't really show this off with the mouse, but let's just say you were able to slide this play button and simultaneously slide this options button, meaning that both the next menus would pop up and overlap each other, and you could go crazy with it and go over and over and over again. And that was no good, because if that happens, guess what? Your player literally can soft lock the game and not be able to move. So while I can't show this one off, I can show the solution. It's as simple as this line of code right here, which simply just says you cannot touch multiple parts of the screen at once. Well, you can physically touch multiple parts of the screen at once, but you can't affect anything within the game by doing that. Finding the problem is essentially the hardest part, but once you find it, you're good to go. So there's one more glitch I want to show you guys today, and that'll wrap it up for this mini devlog, so let's go over and check it out. Alright guys, so we're back here again at another stage. This is our park area. I don't know if I've shown this off yet, but this is one of the themes in our game. It's the park, and there'll be different seasons, so be sure to look forward to that. Now, one of the glitches we had, it also has to do with the combo area. There's this open space over here, and in most games you'd expect the thing to just snap into the box since you're close enough, but we didn't have that at first, so that was a big issue. But as you can see here, I just got these two in here and now they're kind of stuck. I can't interact with them at all. I can interact with the racket, but I can't interact with them. So that's something that could have happened with that being a glitch, and it wasn't just for that area, it was for multiple areas. So let's go in and see what I did to fix this. Alright, so essentially what I did, there's multiple ways this problem could have been solved. This is just the way I chose to do it, and it's probably not perfect by any means. So I went in and actually made an extra collider here. So you can see this, it's kind of faint, but you can see this green rectangle here, and I have another one on the other side here. These rectangles, essentially what they're doing is making it so that if any item goes in here, it'll snap to the nearest box. So as you can see here, it snapped into the left box. And now if I were to move, let's say, this apple here, over here, even though it's not in the box, it'll snap in. I didn't really have to do anything for the central box, because usually what the game will think to do is it'll say, oh, both boxes are filled, let me try to combine these items. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I guess that's a tip for you speedrunners out there that is intentional. If you want to get something quickly, for instance, in this level, we have to combine the racket with the birdie. If you want to, you can just put them in the middle and bam, you'll get an instant combine. You don't actually have to hit it into the box. So little tip for you guys over there. But that was one way I did it. There are many other ways I could have done it. I could have probably made like a magnet effect, so that way it forces it to move towards it, like kind of how the items go back. I could have made it so that the item like slides into the box. Plenty of other solutions. If you have any other ones, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Just in general, I think it's really cool to hear other people's suggestions, and I'm sure that this is breakable. So if you know a way to break it, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to test that theory out and see if it works or not. With all that being said, guys, I hope you guys can take glitches a bit more seriously. I know they're really fun to exploit in games, but even the smallest things take a bit of time to fix. A lot of those things took me 5 minutes to fix when I figured out the problem, but to pinpoint where the problem was, that took me hours, potentially even days at times. So that's my little PSA for today. Just be sure to respect everyone that's developing these games. I know usually it's the publisher's fault anyways, it's not necessarily the developers. They may know where the root cause of the glitch is, but they may not know how to fix it that quickly or something like that. So, or maybe they wanted the time or money to fix it. So definitely keep that in mind when you're going on with your pitchforks and whatnot to these companies that are that have glitchy games. I have this little special announcement here. We will be launching a demo for Life's a Drag soon. More info to come this coming weekend, so be sure to stay tuned on our social media, YouTube, and other platforms, because we'll be announcing more information on that. We want to get as many of you guys to try out Life's a Drag, and maybe you could test out to see if you could break some of these glitch fixes that I did. Or I guess they would be called band-aids if they aren't full fixes, but yeah. Be sure to stay tuned to our social media for more information on the Life's a Drag demo that is coming to Android devices soon. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this devlog. I've been Mohammed, aka RZ over here at Bukugames, and I can't wait for you guys to try Life's a Drag soon. Remember, if it's not fun, it's not worth it.